One of the best ways to experience Europe is by train, and in this video, that is exactly what we'll do.
Beautiful!
A 3-week-long adventure together with Hannah, her parents, and our dog. Welcome to By Train Through Europe. First things first, we need to get out of Sweden, and we'll do so on this slightly delayed black night train. Alright then, towards Berlin we go, although a bit late, but we're on our way. So how many locations can one visit during a 3-week adventure such as this one? During our travels we'll visit Berlin, Prague, Vienna, then down through Ljubljana into Trieste, Venice, the Dolomites and Innsbruck, with a few day trips here and there. But yeah, first stop Berlin. The train we're currently on, SJ Eurail train 345, goes all the way from Stockholm to Berlin, with a short stop in Hamburg. Total travel time around 15 hours. Good morning, Sonny. Eventually, after a long night, thanks to Hannah's dad snoring, a problem that would affect us more than once during this trip, we arrive in Berlin. And since we only have one day to spend here, we'll make sure to make the most of it.
I'm gonna have some easy lunch and then go to the park and go see the gate and maybe have some dinner afterwards.
Sounds good, Sonny. What do you say about some currywurst, Sonny? Yes, the first thing on the to-do list for the day, try out the local cuisine, which we'll do in the form of sausages, specifically currywurst. How it tastes? Well, let's see what Hannah has to say.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
10 out of
6.
6 out of 10? So those two currywursts, they went down very quickly. We were quite hungry. Now we're walking towards the Brandenburg Gate, and the Parliament building I think is up here as well. We continue to cross off items from our to-do list. Hannah's dad got his pretzel and we passed by the Brandenburg Gate. This is quite nice too.
Yeah.
We bought some beer for your dad in a supermarket. 5 drinks, 7 euros.
7 euros, yeah.
You cannot buy beer with alcohol in it in Sweden in a grocery store. He really enjoys that beer, huh?
Yeah.
啤酒好不好？
好 Very good
这个啤酒好。
很好
As you can see, we are now at the checkpoint Charlie. It is something one should see at least once, and well, we have now seen it. Next to the checkpoint, Sonny makes a friend, and of course we will also sneak in a quick peek at the Berlin Wall, or at least 2 pieces of it. So after a short bus ride, we're now at Potsdamer Platz, central square here in Berlin. On our way towards a park to find some shade to sit down and rest a bit for Sonny, but also for us humans too. It's quite hot today, 25 plus degrees. We've seen a bunch of interesting things in Berlin so far, but Sonny's favorite? Probably this park. Now we're walking through the largest, not the largest, but one of the larger parks here in Berlin. A central park called Tiergarten. It's quite nice here, a lot of greenery, a lot of trees, some ponds, some rivers, and a lot of people just having a chill day outside on the grass. It's quite nice. Long day for dog, tired dog, I carry dog, dog heavy, good dog. And it is now time to cross off that final item on our Berlin to-do list. Having a Bavarian dinner in Berlin. Oi, oi, oi.
That's crazy, a lot of food.
A lot of food.
With this and the price, it's not that expensive. Like 20 euros for one big plate.
It is a big plate of meat, yes. It's like double the portion size you get in Sweden for this price though, I would say.
Yeah.
So sure, it's a bit pricey, but there's a lot of food.
Nice.
A lot of food on the table. Indeed, a lot of food, but not such food that a dog can eat. No worries though, he'll get his food quite soon. Alright, so a small mid-dinner update. How's the food?
Good, it's really good, a lot of meat.
There's a lot of meat. And we've been eating for 15 minutes. I think it looks like it's the same amount of food left as once we got the plates in here. So I guess we have to keep working at it. Nice. Alright, back to eating. Varsågod Sonny. So like the most un-Swedish thing ever back there, but cool. A disco and dance stage for kids, and the adults, well, I guess they did not have their own kids, but they were in there smoking weed and drinking while the kids were dancing. It looked kind of fun though, but very different. And that's really all we have time for in Berlin. Now I need some sleep. It's been a long day. Good morning from a train platform in Berlin. We slept so-so because your dad's snoring.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some sleep on the train towards Prague. Next stop, Prague. From Berlin we take Eurocity train 173. This train takes us all the way from the German to the Czech capital in about 4 hours. First thing one needs to do after disembarking from the train is to pee. We then roll our bags and head out onto the streets of Prague. So now we have arrived here in Prague after a nice but kind of long 4-hour train ride. Directly after disembarking from the train we caught a tram, rode for about 8 stops, and then we found our hotel. Now we're walking towards a restaurant with some Czech food. I'm quite hungry. I've only had 2 curry sausages in Berlin this morning. I need some food. Should be some good food this way. Food we'll have at the place which name I will not try to pronounce, or Smishowska krema. So Czech food. You had the goulash. How it taste?
It's good.
Baba.
Hey.
Harcher.
I see.
It's quite good at this very local and kind of quiet restaurant. I think we're the only tourists here. It's really a local place. Well, it may not have been Hannah's dad's favorite food, but the salmon I ate was really good. Now I'm in a much better mood with some food in my stomach. We have not planned much here in Prague. We have booked the hotel, we booked the train here and the train out from Prague. But what we'll actually do in the city, we'll see. A friend of mine used to live in Prague, so we got some tips from him. So one of those recommendations he gave us was to check out the Charles Bridge, but early in the morning when it's less touristy, so that will be on our to-do list for tomorrow. Now though, we'll go and check out a Gothic church, so we have to catch a tram down here. So we are now making our way up to a Gothic church, which name I can try to pronounce, but probably I will get it wrong. Viserad. It's right here next to me. And inside there should be some pretty cool artworks to look at. I'm a bit out of breath because it was quite the hill to get up here. But hopefully it's all worth it, and hopefully we can get a nice view over Prague. So I'll have to give you a quick tour of this church because they close in 10 minutes and the dogs are not allowed in here. So Hannah's waiting for her turn before they close. So a quick look inside and then we're back out. So the church itself, you have to pay for a ticket, which we did not want to do with just a few minutes left to look at the place. But as soon as Hannah is done looking through the outside parts of this very cool Gothic church, we'll go around there and see if we can find a nice viewpoint over the city of Prague. And viewpoint we found. I mean, just look at this place. Fantastic views over Prague in almost all directions. So your parents, they said that out of all the places we'll go to during this trip, they want to see
Prague the most.
Yeah, I can see why now.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful here.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I mean, I did not know too much about Prague before. I know about the castle and the Charles Bridge, but there's so much more as well. Our second day in Prague starts quite early, as we are now on our way towards the famous Charles Bridge in the rain. Well, good morning from a quite empty Charles Bridge. It's 7 a.m. and it's raining quite a bit. I guess that's why we're here all alone. But it's nice anyways. Now we're gonna walk across it and look at these very cool statues here all along the bridge. Charles Bridge is a medieval stone arch bridge. It crosses the Vltava river, and to be honest, I think the rain just adds to the atmosphere. So after walking across the Charles Bridge, we're now standing here under the old town watchtower, eating some breakfast, some salami sandwiches.
Yeah.
How's your sandwich?
Good.
The rain is now getting slightly annoying, so we'll escape from it by having some coffee in a nearby cafe. Which seems to have worked because it is not raining anymore. Now here's Hannah's dad with a clock dance.
I actually read about like the clock they have. It's like not only the time, but also like they have
The
like,
moon phase or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. The moon phase and different calendars or something.
It's getting quite a bit busier here now in the old town of Prague because, well, as you can see, rain is gone and sun is out, which is nice, and it's around 10 a.m. in the morning now, so people have begun arriving here, a lot of tourist groups. We've been walking through the old town quite a bit. It's a big old town. There's so many fancy old buildings, the architecture is very nice. I guess we'll keep walking through the old town, eventually stop for some lunch, and then the end goal of the day is to go to the Prague castle up on the hill. But for now though, more old town. This building behind us is also very cool. On the train towards Prague, we talked to some nice people from Australia, and they recommended this place back here, some gingerbread shop. But we seem to be a bit early. They'll open in a few minutes. We're the first ones here to buy some gingerbread in Prague. Well, so that explains the lack of people. They're closed on Mondays. But it seems like a very nice gingerbread store, so if you're in Prague on Tuesdays, I guess you could go here then. So Mondays may not be the day of gingerbread, at least not in Prague, but it can be the day of beer. Here's Hannah's dad with a beer review.
Beautiful. Very good, beautiful. 这边的啤酒啊，一个是麦香味挺浓的。
Like the beer have like very strong after wheat taste. It has like very nice, very smooth. It's not that bitter as well, so it's very nice.
中国的啤酒大部分是熟啤酒，而欧洲这边的啤酒，基本上全是生啤酒。生啤酒，它的才是原产的、原味儿的。
And with those wise words about the beer, it is now time for some food that will help us climb stairs. It's a good thing we had that lunch back down there. It was quite the walk up here. But now we're here at the Prague castle. And I guess the view here should be quite nice too, and soon we'll go back here and look at the castle itself. You tired, you two?
He's tired, I'm warm.
We have now arrived at Prague Castle. Built in the 9th century, the castle has long served as the seat of power for kings of Bohemia, Holy Roman emperors, presidents of Czechoslovakia, and nowadays the Czech Republic. So now we're deep inside the castle grounds, and back here is, I think it's called St. Vitus Cathedral. Impressive cathedral of Gothic style, I would believe. Now though, we're gonna head outside of the castle grounds and sit down in a nice park to get some rest, because Sonny is quite warm and so are we humans as well. It is a warm day, so we'll leave the magnificent castle grounds behind and head towards a park. While Sonny rests with Hannah's parents, us youngsters head for some ice cream.
It's a must thing to buy in Prague, they told me.
It's still unclear who they are, probably just some people online, I think. You just bought some Hungarian ice cream, which you very kindly given to your parents now, and they seem to enjoy it a lot over there.
Yeah.
We're having some boba tea, right?
Yeah.
And Sonny is resting here as well. It's nice to just rest a bit. We walked quite a lot this morning.
Yeah, we did.
So at the end of each day of walking, we give this guy, Sonny, a shower. Don't escape. Come on, stanna. Och så rumpan. Okay. So we actually fell asleep back at the hotel. By we, I mean Sonny and I. Anyways, we won't do too much more today. We'll find something to eat probably, but then tomorrow morning we'll head to Austria, more specifically Vienna. That should be pretty exciting, so we'll see you tomorrow. From Prague to Vienna we travel on Eurocity train 277 as well as Eurocity 105. So now we're on this Czech train. It's pretty nice. We have a small cabin here, but in a bit we have to change trains and we only have a stopover of about 4 minutes, so kind of stressful. And here you see me doing my best to hide the immense stress I'm feeling in regards to our upcoming change from train 277 to 105. We're gonna change trains, Sonny. You have to do quick pee, leg up, okay, and pee, and then board next train, okay? So we rush off the train, and luckily Sonny is a fantastic travel partner who pees on not the first but the second available pole. Good boy, just go on here. A great dog, isn't he? That was the most stressful dog pee ever.
Yeah, I know. I feel so stressed. But we made it.
Good boy, Sonny. Indeed, we made it. And with that, I welcome you all to the capital of Austria, Vienna. Well, so here we are now in the central parts of Vienna. First impressions? A bit mixed, to be honest, seeing as we just had to pay a huge fine for our dog taking the subway without a ticket, which would have been fine if we did not know what we were doing. But at the train station we asked the workers and they said dogs ride for free in the whole city, on subway, buses, trams, etc., which they did not do. Anyways, we have 2 more days here in Vienna, so hopefully our impressions can improve. 150 euros in fines for our cute dog. Misinformed station worker or a tourist trap, I don't know. Either way, we spend the afternoon by walking around here in the central parts of Vienna. It is actually quite beautiful here, but I still can't get over that excessive fine. Another opinion about Vienna once again. Now we're down a few points because of this dogs forbidden in the city park rule, although most locals seem to not care too much because we saw quite a few dogs in this park. Anyways, we won't do much more tonight. Now it's time to head back to the hotel, and then tomorrow we have 1 more full day in Vienna. The following morning we're up quite early to once again head towards downtown Vienna. Good morning, day 2 in Vienna. We're up quite early because around midday today will be 30+ degrees outside, which is way too hot for our dog to walk around in at that time. Me and the dog will probably just sit down in some park somewhere. But now though we are on our way towards a place called the 100 Wasserhaus, some kind of artwork on a building facade. And from the pictures it looked quite cool, and it's right up here, so we'll see if it's actually cool in real life. And yeah, well, it is kind of cool, especially if you were here early in the morning before all the other tourists shows up. So Hannah's parents and Hannah herself, they're in there somewhere buying some souvenirs or looking at stuff. It was empty when we got here, but now it's absolutely packed of tourists. But I guess Sonny and I will wait here. This bench is quite comfortable. We have now left the more touristy parts of Vienna behind, and we're on our way towards some hopefully very authentic Austrian lunch. We're quite hungry. It's still quite early at 10:30 in the morning, but we've been up since even earlier, and all of us, humans and dogs alike, are quite hungry. Typical Viennese food. I had a meat stew. It tasted good, but now time for park. Alright, so Hannah and her parents are currently visiting Schönbrunn Castle. It's just across the road over there. But weirdly enough, dogs can't go in there at all. I mean, I understand that dogs can't be inside the castle or inside the palace, but not even in the huge parks surrounding the castle. It's a bit strange. But either way, Sonny and I found a different park where he is allowed to be, and we're currently chilling here under a huge tree in the shade, Sonny is enjoying the slight breeze while eating some grass, and I will soon drink some nice iced tea, and I guess perhaps we will soon get some pictures from Hannah, and then we can from a distance see what the castle and palace looks like. Not too bad here in the park. It's quite nice, comfortable temperatures, and it's fun to just sit here and watch people in a new city. It's not too bad. And Sonny seems to enjoy the shade as well. New day, new opportunities. Today we travel to Ljubljana, and we do so by taking Intercity train 533 to Villach. In Villach we jump on Railjet 211. Eventually we should end up in Ljubljana, a place we don't really know very much about, at least not yet. So now we have just gone off the train in Slovenia, home to 2 million people, around 300,000 of which live in Ljubljana. I did read up some on the train. Here we'll spend about 3 days. 3 days in Slovenia, 2 of which will be dedicated to Ljubljana, 1 of which will be spent at Lake Bled. So apart from showering our dog, combing him and brushing him is another evening activity. But tomorrow we will go to the main sites in Ljubljana, walk up to the castle and see the old town, etc. But that is for tomorrow. For tonight it's a combing dog session. Look how happy he is. Traveling with the dog requires certain efforts. As you've previously seen, he gets a daily butt and a pee-pee shower. Now you also know that the combing is required. Well, anyways, let's explore Ljubljana. Alright, so now we're here in downtown Ljubljana, currently standing on the Tromostovje, or Triple Bridge. It's 3 bridges across the river, and back there you have the nice pink church, and up here on the hill is the castle overlooking Ljubljana. We will make our way up there quite soon, but first now I think we'll have a walk along the river here. It's really quite beautiful. So this entire street here along the river is full of cafes and small restaurants. It would be quite nice to just sit down and have a fika here, but we are on our way towards the castle because it will be quite hot today later on, around 30 degrees, which is again way too hot for our dog. So we thought we'd do the exhausting parts first, which is to take the walk up to the castle. After walking through parts of the old town, it is now time to start to climb towards the castle. Good water. Being well hydrated helps when walking uphill. There are a few different routes up to the castle. Luckily, most of them are in the shade, which is nice. Whew, that was quite the walk to get up here. But now we're here, and there's the castle, and over there, pretty amazing view. And I think you can even go up and look at the view from the lookout tower. I'll see if we can figure out how to do that. Alright, so we figured out how to buy tickets for the lookout tower. So Hannah's dad back there, and myself, we'll look at the view while Hannah and her mom and Sonny sits back there in the shade and has something nice to drink. Yeah, let's go look at the view then with Hannah's dad. At the top of the tower, one stands tall at 400 meters above sea level. Amazing views of Ljubljana and much of Slovenia is guaranteed. If you're in Ljubljana, this attraction is very much worth it. For only 15 euros you get the best view in Ljubljana. You have the old town back there, and then over there you have the mountains. Alright, so we just made our way down from the castle, and we walked through a nice food market back there with some fruits and vegetables. But we want to eat some proper Slovenian food, and you found a nice place up here. So I guess we'll head over there and check out what kind of food they have. And also your parents want to, or your dad
want to have meat, apparently.
They want to have barbecue or something. But they should have some kind of meat back there at this restaurant, so let's go and check it out. And oh yes, this very nice restaurant right next to the Ljubljanica river did offer a lot of grilled meats. This is probably the best food we've had all the trip. I think this is really good. What do you say?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
The potatoes are amazing. And that pepper and some kind of sauce, it's wow. It's really good food. So while the women in the family are out doing some shopping, the men, we got something to drink. And dog, of course, he's on the ground here. Sonny. Good morning. It's quite early, just before 6 a.m. We're on our way towards a train station. There we'll catch a train that will take us all the way to a town called Bled. Should also be quite a nice lake there and some nice views and hopefully good food. And I think we'll all go for a swim in the lake.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like a singing bird.
Wow, what a beautiful place. The water is so clear, so clean. And back here is some kind of Olympic rowing center. And then in the middle of the lake you have the island with the church. But now we'll walk along the lake for a bit and we'll see what we can find.
But I'm living the dream that he kept here. Rolling me down the highway, rolling me down the highway.
So I said before there's a few, highlights of a trip, of a journey. And I think Prague was very cool.
Yeah.
And I would say Slovenia is also really quite nice. And being here at Lake Bled,
Yeah.
swimming with the church island back there, and the turquoise water.
It's amazing.
It is really amazing.
Yeah.
And if you didn't believe me before in regards to the crystal clear waters, then just look at this strange video of my father-in-law swimming. Anyways, enough swimming. Let's take a short hike up to a nearby viewpoint. We are now making our way up to a very nice viewpoint through the forest. And I kind of forgot to tell Hannah that we would do some hiking today. So she is wearing slippers, which is not optimal for hiking. And it's kind of steep here.
Yeah.
Hiking in slippers, not really recommended, but then again it was probably my fault as they all expected a relaxing stroll around the lake, not a climb in the forest.
Family Chan, the best.
But slippers or not, the climb was worth it.
And I'm gonna go there free. Like a fool I am and I'll always be.
After covering some more distance in slippers, the wearers of slippers very much deserved one Bled cake each.
They call it cream cake, so it tastes very creamy.
Okay.
Not that sweet as well. So it's very nice. How the banana taste?
Well, since I can't eat gluten, I can't eat the Lake Bled pastry, but banana, and this is probably the best banana eating view I've had. Like random restaurant. And we get this, huh? With an amazing view back there of mountains. So we just walked into the first place we could find her, and the food is fantastic. The view back there is amazing. Slovenia, what a place. It even comes equipped with dog toilets. What a place. Now I'm gonna chase my dog a bit. This is our last day in Ljubljana, or last half day, because in a short while we're gonna catch a train back there, bound for Italy, for Trieste. But first we found a nice dog park here, so we're letting Sonny play a bit. So hopefully then he will sleep all the way to Italy on the train. But anyways, Slovenia, what a pleasant surprise. We had basically no knowledge about this country before. I know that they did not make it to the Eurovision finals this year, but that's about it. But a wonderful place, beautiful, great people, great food, fantastic experience. Do come here. But now though, some more dog play over there, and then we head to Italy. Let's chase the dog a bit more, and then we'll take Eurocity train 134 towards Trieste. Travel time about 3 hours. On the train, Hannah's dad slept, Hannah's mom slept, and Sonny, well, he also slept. Only Hannah and myself stayed awake. In Trieste, we'll only spend the night. From the station, we'll catch a ride towards our accommodation. We then relax for a few minutes, enjoy the view from our window, and talk to Sonny. Hey Sonny! Aj, du biter mig. Aj. But now though, let's head downtown. So now we're here by the central parts, central canal here of Trieste. It's quite beautiful, but also quite crowded. Hannah is searching for restaurants. Sonny is just standing down there. And well, her parents are out there by the pier having some photos taken. But yeah, cool place. Hopefully soon some good or even great Italian food. So now we had some food back there. I don't know, maybe our expectations were too high or something. I think it was okay, but not fantastic.
It's kind of small portion as well, I would say.
Yeah, so we went and bought some more food, but for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
So now we'll go back to our apartment, and then up at time tomorrow, because tomorrow we go to Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a big day tomorrow as we head towards Venice. Let's try and get some sleep. Emphasis on try. So Trieste is supposed to be the coffee capital of Italy, and I guess I can tell because this coffee is very bitter, and coffee is supposed to be bitter. Now though, time to take a train to Venice. From Trieste we take Intercity train 584 as well as a regional train. Total travel time 2 hours and 11 minutes. Venice, the Venice of Venice. A place that a lot of people want to go to at some point in their life, and well, now we're here. This city has appeared in countless movies and other works of art, but for myself though, my first experience of Venice was through a video game on PlayStation 2 called Sly Cooper 3 Honor Among Thieves. There, one level was set in Venice and you fought a mafia boss named Octavio. Not sure why I can still remember that, but I do. Anyways, we're here now, we're hungry, so first things first, let's find some food. And food we'll have at this restaurant right next to one of Venice's many canals. In terms of food though, Hannah's mom tries the crawfish ravioli, Hannah and I try a black risotto. Really good local Venetian risotto. And it's black because of squid ink, we think. Your teeth so white, yeah. It is black because of squid ink. It's even called squid ink risotto. So now we're full of energy, so let's explore Venice a bit more. And back here is a gondola. We might take one of those later on, but only if Hannah's dad pays, because it's freaking expensive. Gondola. If you've seen the intro to this video, you probably know that we will try that a bit later on. In other words, Hannah's dad will end up paying for a gondola ride. Anyways, we are now walking through the streets of Venice, our destination being a really quite large basilica. Along the way, Sonny will meet both friends and foes. The foes in question being two rather angry chihuahuas, who almost attacks him. And this all takes place right outside Basilica Santa Maria della Salute. Seeing as we are now in Venice, Hannah's dad has begun to use his selfie stick. Not only on land though, he also uses it on water. And of course, when in Venice you have to take some form of aquatic transportation. We took a boat taxi, and the views from here, it's really quite amazing. Really, really nice, but also really expensive. 50 euros for about 3 minutes. As they say, underbart är kort. The sun is now setting and we are once again out and about. So after some rest we headed out once more in the evening. And we just walked and walked, and now we ended up here just by the main canal right here, and we have to go back because the road ends here. Well, good morning. We're up kind of early, but not too early. We were a bit tired this morning. It's 7 a.m. and we're on our way towards the Rialto Bridge. I don't know how much people will be there around this time. It will take us about 20 minutes to walk there as well, so 7:30 at the Rialto Bridge. Is it crowded? I guess we'll see. Yes, the second day in Venice, a day of sightseeing. First stop being the very much famous Rialto Bridge. From our hotel it's a walk of about 15 minutes. Venice is very much a walkable city. So now we're crossing this famous 16th century bridge, the Rialto Bridge. It's really quite cool, and it's not too crowded before 8 AM, although sure, there's some people here. But now that we're gonna walk over there somewhere and head to the San Marco Plaza. We reached the plaza within 10 minutes. Again, a very walkable city. So this right here is the famous San Marco Plaza. And you can see there they are preparing the restaurant tables, and the street vendors are rolling out their goods for the day before all the tourists shows up here. It's really nice, really spacious, and our dog could even play here before. I guess that will be a bit more tricky in a few hours once it becomes quite packed here from all the tourists, or so I've heard. This tower back here, really quite majestic to be honest. Now though, we're gonna go check out the waterfront back there. So now it's already getting quite packed here. All the tourist groups are showing up at the same time, so we're leaving this place and we'll head back in here to some smaller alleyway. And Hannah's dad offered to pay for a gondola ride, so that's pretty cool. Let's go for a gondola ride on one of his smaller canals up here. So we leave the overly crowded San Marco Plaza in favor of quieter and calmer canals and alleyways. Sonny once again meets a friend. He's rather good at making friends. Anyways, it is now time for Hannah's dad to pay 90 euros for a gondola ride. So I guess having a ride in a gondola is a must in Venice.
Yeah, it is quite an experience.
Especially if your dad is paying for it. Shishi Baba. Despite being quite pricey and touristy, a gondola ride through the canals of Venice is actually quite the experience. It's not even 11 AM and we've done a lot today. We've seen the Rialto Bridge, the San Marco Plaza, went on a gondola ride, and now we're sitting down here in some back street having a nice cup of coffee. But as I said, it's not even 11 AM. I don't know. I guess we have to have lunch and dinner, and maybe we'll sit down somewhere and just take in the sights of Venice. We have the whole day ahead of us still. And then tomorrow we catch a train and head to Bolzano, then rent a car and drive into the Dolomites. But first now we have, well, basically a full day left here in Venice. Well, yes, the many benefits of being up early while vacationing. Less people, more time to do stuff, and it's not as warm as later in the day. These narrow alleyways are really quite cool. You can easily touch the wall on both sides. It's super narrow. And you can just wander around there for a long time, for hours perhaps, which is kind of what we've been doing. But now though, Hannah found a nice lunch restaurant up here at the end of this street back here, so let's go and check it out. It is now time for lunch in this really cozy, tiny restaurant. You're having some seafood pasta.
Yeah, it's good.
Looks good, and your dad is having the bolognese over there, and I'm sharing a crawfish risotto with your mom. Really good food. Really nice place. Kind of small and cramped, but very cozy. Usually I don't drink much coffee, but when in Italy, this is my second cup of the day, and this is an espresso, so probably quite strong. But quite good espresso. And with that espresso, we are almost coming up to an end of our stay in Venice. It is touristy, it is pricey, but it's also quite wonderful. For us, 2 days was just about enough. We felt like we saw what we wanted to see, and we did what we wanted to do. Now though, let's head towards the mountains on the Italian Frecciarossa. We are now in Bolzano, or well, I am in the outskirts of Bolzano next to the small airport here, trying to find the car rental office where I have booked a rental car for us. I booked a Ferrari, no, it's a Fiat. I've been wandering around here now for half an hour. It's freaking hot, 30 degrees, and I'm almost out of water. I can't find the car. They did not give us a Fiat, they gave us a Kia Stonic. It's scorching hot out here, and now there's no water left. Is this how it ends? On a freaking hot parking lot in Bolzano? Where is the car? That's a BMW, a Tesla. That's not it, it's a Porsche Taycan. Kia. I found it, it's up here. Look at this. So now though, let's go pick up Hannah. Shit, I'm sweaty. It was really quite warm there on the parking lot, and it's not much cooler in this car. Now that we've finally found the car, let's drive for about 2 hours straight into the Italian mountains, with maybe a stop or two along the way. So driving up these mountains, it's going pretty good, although the car we rented is incredibly weak. It's really struggling up here. But now though, we've stopped at a place that looks really beautiful. Look at this lake back here and that mountain in the background. It's so beautiful, my eyes hurt. It's the first time I've seen such a turquoise lake. Before I wasn't quite sure they existed, but now I can say they do. Alright, well, now we have arrived here in a small town called Masare. And we booked a small mountain cabin here, and we'll stay for a few nights. Yeah. And behind us you have parts of the Dolomites, and back there a nice lake, which may be good for swimming.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Sounds pretty good. But now though, we'll just relax, and we're sharing some Italian soft drink here, San Pellegrino. Skål! We woke up quite early today, around 5:30, and took the car to go for a short ride. Initially we had plans to go somewhere else, but then we passed this place along the way and we stopped here instead. We've been hiking a bit aimlessly here, following a random trail we found, but I think we have now decided upon where to stop. We're gonna stop up there in the distance. There's a nice cabin in the sun. Yeah, well, we will not make it to that cabin, not this time. So as I told you before, the plan was to head up to a cabin up there in the mountains. Yeah. But it's closed.
Unfortunately this time.
Yeah, which is too bad, I guess. But now we have to figure out how to get back to our car, and I guess our dog and your parents are a bit tired. So the idea is that
we will go down, follow the main road, and he will go back the same way and pick us up with the car.
I'll hike the same way back, get the car, and these guys, they'll take the easy trail down here in the ski slope to some mountain hut, other one, and I guess you'll find something nice to drink there, and then I'll be hiking.
Yeah.
See you guys soon.
See you.
Well, the hike back is going pretty good. I'm keeping a higher tempo because I think it would be quite fun if I reached a mountain hut before Hannah and her family and order in a bunch of beers for her dad or something. Although I shouldn't complain. I mean, this trail is rocky, it's a bit difficult, but up there on the face of the mountain there's 2 climbers, so I guess I should not complain too much. Alright, well, time to go and pick up Hannah and family. We'll do so in our blue Ferrari, black Kia Stonic. Yes, a Stonic. And Hannah plus family can be found waiting on this hill. Hey! We're getting a bit hungry, so the plan now is to follow the road up here and go around that mountain back there. And we found some restaurants. We could not call them because the number was not in use anymore. But if we arrive around 11, hopefully we can get a table.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Now look at this view in front of us, and the bench your parents are sitting on, and the stick Sonny is chewing on. Great view for all of those things. We'll just enjoy this view a little bit longer, and then we'll hop into our Kia Stonic and drive for about 40 minutes around the mountains, mostly in second gear, as anything higher than that will cause us to roll backwards. 1.0 liter Kia Stonic. Eventually we end up right by this restaurant. So next beautiful place.
Yeah.
The lunch at this tiny roadside restaurant was surprisingly good. Best polenta I've had in Italy so far. We're making our way down now, down these turning and twisting roads. And all along the road there's just these amazing vistas and amazing views. We could stop all the time, but then we would not make it down. But we did stop here though, because look at this here. You got these amazing green pastures and the mountains up there. It's really quite beautiful, with the pine trees framing it like a painting. But now though, we're gonna keep going, and we will make it all the way down to a lake and go for a swim. Because it's quite hot right now, so a swim sounds good. This is probably one of the best lakes I've ever swam in. Crystal clear waters and fantastic views all around. What a place! What a lake!
Amazing.
Turquoise waters, big mountains back there.
Yeah.
It's a bit chill in the water.
Yeah, but it's nice.
It's comfortable though.
Yeah.
Fantastic place, really. Not sure what more can be said. How about I'll just be quiet for a bit? Good morning, once again from the mountains here in the Dolomites. I don't want to play right now, dog. Okay. Well, today we're going to a valley that way called something I cannot pronounce, but I'll try. Val Venetia. Welcome to Val Venetia, a beautiful valley somewhere in the Dolomites. Here we'll have a relaxing hike as we walk towards a small mountain hut a bit further into the valley. Last night we were checking Google Maps to find some nice place to go to, and you know, when you see those images, it looks okay, but then when you see something in person, it's amazing. And you know, back here you have this small river rushing by there, and then up ahead you have this fantastic valley with the big mountains back there and the forest surrounding it. And when you're just walking through it, it's difficult to show on camera how cool this actually is, but I mean, I guess I'll try. This place is really calm and relaxing. On a Friday in early June, it's also not very crowded, and the water is super clean. Alright, so we're at the cafe now, having something to drink. It's nice. But up ahead here now, a travel group is arriving, and they all have dogs. So it's like, I don't know, 20 plus dogs. We'll see how this goes for Sonny. Pretty good lunch here at this mountain hut. Nice view. We're having some ham with some beans, and again some polenta, the corn stew, corn porridge, with some meat and some local cheese. It's really quite good. What do you say, Sonny? Top 5 views for lunch, easily. The view is amazing. And the food is good too. Amazing mountains back there, but now we're on some very nice, beautiful meadows with some wildflowers, and our dog Sonny, he really does enjoy to run here. Just sitting here now on the balcony at our apartment that we rented here in the Dolomites. It really is quite fantastic. Yeah, just before Hannah, Sonny and I went down to the small village, we had some ice cream by the lake. But as all good things do, so does our stay in the Dolomites. Come to an end, that is. But our travels are not over yet. Tomorrow we drive back to Bolzano, then we catch a train bound for Innsbruck. We leave quite early in the morning, 5:30, so I better get in and start packing. So as the sun sets over the small village, we pack our bags and prepare for tomorrow. And then in the early morning hours we'll make our way to Bolzano. In Bolzano we catch a railjet train number 88 and we make it to Innsbruck in exactly 2 hours. So first impressions of Innsbruck?
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, it seems kind of laid back, I think. And the wind coming through here on the main square, that's quite nice. But I really look forward to tomorrow because...
Yeah, the hike.
Yeah, the hike up there in the mountains. We're gonna go for a hike. We could take the cable car all the way up, but we won't. It's
too expensive.
very expensive, 40 euros, even more,
Yeah.
per person. And we're at the end of our travels. We have to think about the spending a bit low on money right now. So we'll hike ourselves tomorrow. We'll see how far we can make it up there.
Yeah.
No cable car for us. We spent way too much money in Venice. But yeah, we'll just hike up ourselves. Well, good morning from the top station here of the Innsbruck funicular. I think it's called funicular. You know, the tram that goes up the mountain. Anyways, here you get a great view over the city of Innsbruck, but we took the bus up here because it was cheaper that way. Now though, we're gonna try to hike up the mountain. We'll stop at a nice mountain hut to hopefully eventually have some lunch. We'll try and go for a hut called Höttinger Alm, although it's quite high up, so we may stop at a lower hut. I guess we'll see. Let's go for a hike. The hike up to Höttinger Alm takes a few hours. It might be a bit too far for our puppy. We'll see how it goes.
Just a little longer. It always seemed like you'll leave.
I think we can all kind of feel the incline here now. The gradient is quite steep. Even Sonny is getting a bit tired. But we are being rewarded with more and more nice views. But I think quite soon we should find a spot up here to rest a bit, for all of us, even the dog. Hiking up to Höttinger Alm may have been a bit too ambitious for our travel group. Good thing there's another hut just up here. We have now made it to the first hut, the Umbrygler Alm, it says back there on the wall. The views here are quite nice though. But the goal was to go to a different mountain hut, but seeing as we're hiking with a puppy and parents, I think we may stop here. We might go a bit further along the road to see if we can get some more nice views. But I mean, it's kind of pretty up here though.
Yeah, it is.
You see the mountains?
Yeah.
But you don't see the city from here. That's okay. It's a good hike up here though. The hut up here even comes equipped with soccer darts. Not Hannah's dad's area of expertise. Or is it? Oi! Either way, let's hike just a bit further and nice views of Innsbruck are guaranteed. So just a short walk from the Umbrygler Alm, you get this amazing view of Innsbruck. Quite cool. Now though, we're gonna go back to the Umbrygler Alm and secure those last few lawn chairs up on the viewing deck. Top 5 iced tea views. Again? Nice iced tea. It is really quite good. The view is also very, very nice. But where is our dog? Where's Sonny?
With other dog.
I met a friend who apparently sometimes lives here because the owner of that dog knows the owner of this restaurant. So right now Sonny and that dog, well, they're playing around inside the restaurant and all over the place. So good for them. I asked if it's okay and they said sure. So Sonny's having the best time.
I know the other one just a little too well. Oh, dear lady.
Sonny har en kompis, Sonny. Well, great times were had at this mountain hut. Now though, I think it's time to walk back down, and then I think we'll wrap this video up. Yeah, we've done a lot of things. It's been 3 really great weeks. If you've watched it this far, well, thank you. Jaha, we are now at the central station in Hamburg. On our way home. Sorry about that, didn't sleep all that well last night. Anyways, this has been quite an adventure. Everything has been going really smoothly, and we can highly recommend to travel through Europe by train. And perhaps after watching this, you want to do something like this yourself. So if you have any questions or thoughts, just let us know in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hej på er!